In the heart of Silicon Valley, 18-year-old Eleanor Vance finally holds her future in her hands, an acceptance letter from Caltech. Her dream of becoming an AI pioneer is within reach until her parents, Richard and Victoria, deliver a devastating blow. They've drained her $350,000 college fund to bail out her brother Julian's failing autonomous trucking startup. Eleanor is shattered, realizing she is merely a pawn in a family that prioritizes their golden boy at any cost. When she protests, her father's voice booms, "Nah, don't be selfish. Julian is the one who will carry the Vance legacy." Safa, staring at her parents, Eleanor realizes her future has been traded for a lost cause. What would you do in Eleanor's shoes? Would you stay and fight for your money, or walk away? Let us know in the comments. Under the shroud of a cold Palo Alto night, Eleanor Vance makes a life-altering choice. Refusing to let her family's betrayal define her, she quietly packs a single backpack. She leaves behind the designer labels and the hollow prestige of her upbringing, taking only the essentials, a few changes of clothes, her battered laptop, the only tool she truly trusts, and $150 in cash earned from months of secret tutoring. In a final act of defiance, Eleanor leaves her house keys on the mahogany dresser, a silent resignation from the Vance dynasty. She slips through her bedroom window, a path once used for teenage mischief that now serves as her gateway to freedom. As she boards a dusty, late-night Greyhound bus bound for Texas, she disables her GPS and snaps her SIM card, severing every digital and emotional tie to her former life. As the bus pulls away, Eleanor watches the shimmering lights of Silicon Valley fade into the rearview mirror. There are no tears, only a cold, sharpening resolve. She knows the world outside her gated community will be brutal, but the hunger to prove her parents wrong outweighs the fear of the unknown. She isn't just a runaway, she is a founder in the making. She makes a solemn vow. She will build an empire so vast that the family who discarded her will eventually be forced to look up to see her. Do you think she can survive the real world with just $150? Hit that subscribe button to see how Eleanor's incredible journey from a runaway teen to a self-made billionaire begins. Eleanor's journey takes her deep into the heart of Austin, Texas, a city where high-tech ambition meets blue-collar grit. With her meager savings rapidly disappearing, she finds herself at a weathered 24/7 truck stop diner on the outskirts of town. The air is thick with the scent of diesel and cheap coffee, a world away from the manicured lawns of Palo Alto. This is where she meets Rosa, a formidable Hispanic woman with a sharp tongue and a hidden streak of kindness. Recognizing the desperate fire in Eleanor's eyes, Rosa offers her a grueling graveyard shift and a makeshift bed in the back storage room. The diner becomes Eleanor's unofficial laboratory. Between refilling endless mugs of coffee and managing frantic orders, she gains a front-row seat to the lifeblood of the American economy, the logistics industry. She listens intently as weary truck drivers vent about fluctuating fuel costs, inefficient route mapping, and the constant breakdowns in the supply chain. Eleanor learns how to navigate high-pressure situations and stand her ground against intimidating personalities, building a mental toughness that no Ivy League classroom could provide. Every morning, while they balance the day's earnings, Rosa delivers a masterclass in survival. She teaches Eleanor about the cold reality of cash flow, the necessity of overhead management, and the crucial art of reading people. Eleanor begins to realize that while Caltech would have taught her the complex math of AI, Rosa is teaching her the strategic pulse of business. She no longer sees the world through abstract equations, but as a living web of logistics waiting to be optimized. This isn't just a pit stop, it is the forge where her future empire is being shaped. By night, Eleanor is just a quiet waitress at a Texas diner, but by day, she undergoes a digital transformation. Operating under the strategic alias Elena Vega, she launches Apex Code Academy, an elite online boot camp dedicated to high-level AI programming. From the corner of a cramped storage room, she utilizes her old laptop to deconstruct complex neural networks and rewrite the flawed code that baffles even seasoned professionals. Her curriculum isn't just about theory, it focuses on solving the high-stakes algorithmic errors plaguing the rising Silicon Hills of Austin. As her students, young engineers from major big tech firms, start landing massive promotions and solving industry-wide bugs, the name Elena Vega becomes a viral sensation in the developer community. She is hailed as a ghost-coding genius, a legend whose face remains hidden behind a simple avatar, allowing her to move through the world entirely undetected. The revenue from Apex Code Academy begins to pour in, but Eleanor doesn't spend a dime on luxury. Instead, she applies her engineering prowess to the stock market. She develops a proprietary trading algorithm that identifies undervalued tech companies based on their raw patent data and code efficiency. While her family back in California believes she is struggling, Eleanor is quietly amassing a fortune. She is no longer just surviving, she is weaponizing her intellect to build a financial foundation that will eventually dwarf the $350,000 her parents stole. She is becoming a titan, one line of code at a time. Eleanor's path to the top accelerates when one of her top students, a lead engineer at Sterling Dynamics, reveals a catastrophic flaw in their new autonomous delivery drone fleet. The aerospace giant is bleeding millions as their drones struggle with navigation in complex urban environments. Seeing her moment, Eleanor, still operating as the enigmatic Elena Vega, secures a high-stakes meeting with the company's legendary founder, billionaire Marcus Sterling. Dressed in a simple, professional suit that masks her humble Austin beginnings, she walks into the Sterling boardroom and presents a revolutionary patch. Her algorithm doesn't just fix the navigation errors, it optimizes flight paths using predictive AI that the industry hasn't even dreamed of yet. The room goes silent as Sterling realizes this young woman has solved a problem that has stumped his best PhDs for years. When it comes to compensation, Eleanor makes a move that shocks the seasoned executives. She flatly refuses a multi-million-dollar cash buyout. Instead, she demands a 40% equity stake in Sterling's nascent AI transportation division. It is an incredibly bold power play, but with the company's reputation on the line, Marcus Sterling agrees to her terms. The subsequent launch of the Sterling Vega drone system is a global triumph, revolutionizing last-mile logistics overnight. The Elena Vega name is instantly catapulted onto the list of the most influential figures in American technology. While the world speculates about the identity of this mysterious tech prodigy, Eleanor knows she has finally secured the leverage she needs to eventually face the ghosts of her past. Eleanor relocates to Seattle, a city defined by cloud computing giants and a relentless spirit of innovation. Here, she establishes EV Zenith Group, a private investment powerhouse designed to do more than just grow wealth. It is built to dominate. From a high-security, discreet penthouse overlooking the Puget Sound, she operates through a complex web of shell companies and proxy directors. This strategic layer of anonymity ensures that the name Eleanor Vance remains a ghost even as her influence begins to reshape the entire logistics sector. By this point, Eleanor's net worth has transcended anything her family could comprehend. The $350,000 they stole, a sum that once felt like her entire world, is now a mere rounding error in her daily accounts. She has multiplied that figure thousands of times over, fueled by the success of Sterling Dynamics and her proprietary AI trading models. Her empire now employs thousands of top-tier professionals, but Eleanor hasn't forgotten the grit that forged her. She recruits Rosa, her first mentor from the Austin diner, to serve as her chief of operations. Rosa's street-smart wisdom becomes the perfect counterbalance to Eleanor's high-tech precision. Together, they begin an aggressive campaign of acquiring struggling transportation firms and underperforming tech startups. Eleanor isn't just collecting companies, she is assembling a fortress. As the Seattle Spectre, she prepares for the inevitable day when her path will cross with the Vance family again, only this time she will be the one holding all the cards. While Eleanor ascends to the heights of the tech world, the once glittering world of the Vance family in Palo Alto is systematically unraveling. Julian, the golden boy who received Eleanor's stolen future, has proven to be a catastrophic leader. His autonomous trucking venture, the very project that cost Eleanor her education, has become a notorious sinkhole of wasted capital and failed prototypes. One by one, Julian's grandiose promises have evaporated, dragging the family legacy, Vance Global, into a tailspin of mounting debt and public scandal. In a desperate, final attempt to sustain his son's delusions, Richard Vance committed the ultimate financial sin. He mortgaged the family's historic estate. The sprawling mansion that once symbolized generations of success is now weeks away from a cold bank foreclosure. The family's prestige has vanished, their name is a punchline in Silicon Valley, and their stock price has cratered to mere pennies. They are no longer fighting for growth, they are fighting for survival, staring down a future of total bankruptcy. Then, at their absolute lowest point, a miracle appears. An invitation for an emergency meeting arrives from the industry titan EV Zenith Group. To Richard and Victoria, this mysterious investment powerhouse represents a white knight capable of bailing out their debt and restoring their dignity. They have no idea that the Zenith they are praying to is the daughter they once dismissed as a pawn. Desperate and blind to the truth, the Vances prepare to beg for mercy from the very person they betrayed. The atmosphere in the elite Chicago boardroom is thick with desperation as Richard, Victoria, and Julian Vance take their seats. After 10 years of decline, they look decades older, their faces etched with the anxiety of those about to lose everything. They sit in humble silence, rehearsing their plea for a bailout, waiting for the mysterious leader of EV Zenith Group to decide their fate. To them, this meeting is a last-ditch effort to keep their names off the streets. The heavy mahogany doors swing open, and a woman walks in with a presence that commands the entire room. Clad in a razor-sharp, custom Tom Ford suit, her confidence is a striking contrast to the Vance's crumbling posture. As she takes her place at the head of the table, the family freezes. The realization hits them like a physical blow. The titan standing before them, the Seattle Spectre who holds the keys to their survival, is Eleanor. She offers no warm greeting, no small talk, and no room for excuses. Instead, Eleanor taps her tablet, and a single, stark figure appears on the massive high-definition screen. $350,000. And nunge I. The room plunges into a deafening silence. It is the exact amount, down to the cent, that they had stolen from her college fund a decade ago. Richard's face turns an ashen gray as the weight of his betrayal finally settles in his chest. Looking at the daughter he once dismissed as a mere pawn, he realizes the terrifying truth. Eleanor didn't just survive, she conquered the world they failed to lead. The power dynamic has shifted forever, and the Vances are finally facing the consequences of their choices. Eleanor doesn't raise her voice. She speaks with the cold, surgical precision of a CEO who has already won. She slides a thick legal document across the table, a lifeline for Vance Global, but one that comes with a heavy price. Her terms are non-negotiable. Eleanor will inject the capital necessary to save the company, but Julian is to be terminated immediately, stripped of his title, and barred from any future inheritance. Furthermore, Richard and Victoria must sign their early retirement papers and issue a public statement to the industry press, admitting to their past strategic and ethical failures. The once mighty Richard Vance stares at the pen as if it were a weapon. Julian, unable to grasp his own obsolescence, begins to scream, accusing Eleanor of being a traitor to the family. With a slight nod from Eleanor, two stone-faced security guards move in, hauling Julian out of the boardroom. His fading shouts are the only sound in the hallway of his own father's company. Victoria breaks down, her tears smudging her perfect makeup as she reaches for Eleanor's hand. "How could you be so cold?" she whispers. Eleanor pulls back, her gaze steady and unforgiving. "Reality is a harsh teacher, Mother," she replies, echoing the very words used to dismiss her 10 years ago. "I'm just giving you the same practical lesson you taught me when I was 18. As they sign the papers, the Vances finally realize that while they saved a business, they lost a daughter they never truly deserved. With the stroke of a pen, Vance Global is rebranded as Zenith Vance, officially becoming a subsidiary of Eleanor's billion-dollar ecosystem. Standing on the top floor of her Seattle headquarters, Eleanor gazes out over the Puget Sound, finally tasting the sweet flavor of true independence. She didn't need a loud, aggressive revenge. Her undeniable success is the ultimate answer to those who doubted her. As a tribute to her journey, Eleanor presents Rosa with a state-of-the-art, AI-integrated semi-truck, naming the new fleet line after the woman who gave her a chance when she had nothing. Eleanor has proven that $150 and an iron will are worth more than any inheritance. Her story isn't just about winning, it's about owning her future. What do you think of this ending? Should Eleanor ever truly forgive her parents? Like and share if you stand with Eleanor's journey.